So there was a couple steps I took leading up to preparing for my mock interview. My first step was actually getting together with my CSA, Carrie Saxton, and chatting with her and trying to figure out what to expect during my mock interview. Other than that, the biggest thing for me was actually going online, doing a deep dive into the company, really researching what they were about, their values, their how their design style is, and that was relatively easy for me because the the job posting that I was applying for and that I was interviewing for was actually a job posting that I was already intrigued by a while back. So I had already been following the company, had already been learning their ideas and values pretty much for a month or two now. So when I saw the job posting, I was actually really inclined to put in the application. So I figured this is the best time doing a mock interview with my CSA and everything while I'm actually in school, seeing their feedback for me, and then that would determine how I go about applying for the job itself. According to my CSA, my performance during my mock interview was professional, passionate, engaged, and enthusiastic. And these are just some of the words that she used to kind of describe my manner and our conversation. Basically, I would say I was a little nervous going into it just because it was still an interview and I was treating it as an actual interview. This is a job that I truly do want to apply for. And so at the end of the interview, I was like pretty much prepared with a bunch of questions. And I was a lot more confident at the end of the interview because I felt like I had done a really good job and she seemed to really be engaging back and forth with me. And I think that's really good, like when you're in an interview, having that person engage well. I do think that I may have been fidgeting a lot and I was kind of jittery. And I do think that had to do a lot with my nerves at the time. But towards the end of the video, I think I did, or towards the end of the interview, I think I did really well. And I think while there are areas of improvement, that I am confident in moving forward in this process and actually applying for this job because it's actually something that I want to get into. This is actually a company that I'm really intrigued by. My biggest strength going into the interview is that I was prepared on understanding. I did understand the company and I understood its values. I had done a lot of research on the company and I had been following them for a while. So I think that was my biggest strength, was just knowing that this was a position that I was passionate about and that this is a company that I would actually really love to work for. So that just made it even easier to kind of prepare myself for the questions that were going to be asked of me. I do think there's areas of improvement that I have. I had a really bad issue with my hands. As I was saying before, I had my hands were kind of all over the place and I was jittery, and that can come off as sort of weak or not so confident to the interviewer. So that's definitely something that I can improve on. My CSA also said that I could work on the structure of my answers better when I'm in an interview. So I think these are really good critiques that I'm going to take into effect before I choose to try and get into interviews. And I'm trying to try to do more mock interviews with peers, with family members and everything, just to kind of get myself in the habit of learning how to interview. I think the lessons I learned from my grading in this course was that, my mock interview really was that I need to focus more on my actions, my body language, when it comes to professionalism, because there are a lot of things that can be seen as unprofessional. There are a lot of things that can set you back when it comes to developing yourself and networking and all sorts of things. So I definitely need to pay more attention to my body language and my actions, and not just during an interview, but in my everyday life, because you do want to be viewed in a professional light, towards a bunch of people, towards not just people that you're seeking jobs through, but towards just random individuals, because you never know who could be your next connect, basically. So that was definitely something I learned with the mock interview, to focus more on my actions and not so much what I'm saying, but also what I'm doing. I think I had tried really hard in this course, because this definitely was something that I've been intrigued in and that I've been trying to work on for a while now. So I did really well grade-wise, that I didn't see too many lessons to learn from the grading and the comments and the grading.